Welcome to the first episode of the Who and What Movie Podcast, the podcast created to take your shared movie experiences and talk about those films through a fun, loving perspective. We share movies all the time, but what about the first time? Who'd you see it with? How did it make you feel? And what was its impact on you? Ladies and gentlemen, I'm your host, Mark Denney. My first guest, technically, is my first partner in cinema. She needs no other introduction. It's my sister, Brittany Denney.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm alive.
That's good.
How are you?
I'm great.
Good.
I'm fantastic. All right, so let's go ahead and talk about what movie we're talking about today.
The Dark Knight.
The Dark Knight. What a perfect way to start this whole endeavor. Let me tell you something, folks. No, I'm just kidding. Let me tell you something. So a lot of my guests in the first season are going to be people that I've experienced these movies with. Hopefully later down the road, I'll get people who, we just have a similar experience or something, and we get to share what about a movie that they love. So we're talking about The Dark Knight. It came out in 2008, July 18th, 2008, and is directed by Christopher Nolan, stars Christian Bale, Heath Ledger, Michael Caine, and so many others. The incredible score was done by Hans Zimmer and James Newton Howard, which we sometimes forget. And aside from us being movie nerds, we do appreciate a nice score. So let's go back to that time real quick. All right?
Yes.
So it's 2008. I just graduated high school in the May of 2008. And then I decided to
Are you sure?
move in. I don't know. I might still be in school.
Yeah.
I decided to move in with you and Mom and in July of that same year.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the first movies we actually got to go see together was The Dark Knight. So I don't remember how we chose it, though, or what got us there.
I don't know. Probably the trailer.
Well, yeah, trailer, yeah.
It was always fun because you were working at Target making minimum wage and you still paid for me to go to the movies and got me popcorn.
What can I say?
And other snacks.
Of course. Anytime.
So, yeah, that was nice.
Well,
I would have never done that for Steven,
right,
who was our little brother.
Exactly. Well, baby gets, baby wants. Baby wants, baby gets.
Baby gets.
Something like that.
Yeah.
But I remember it was a random day because we went to an early showing of The Dark Knight. We saw it like at 11. We had 11 a.m. showing.
Oh, yeah.
And it was like maybe two other people in the theater. And it was pretty dead.
Yeah.
It was probably a work day.
But it was still dope, though.
Well, it was dope. And I remember my first experience, I was kind of like all over the place emotion-wise. Because, also we're talking spoilers, by the way. So if you haven't seen The Dark Knight. They killed James Gordon. I remember when that happened, I was like, what?
It's nuts.
Because, you didn't know what was going to happen next. It was the first time seeing it. But I remember thinking that was nuts. But I remember when we left the movie, which we'll talk about the movie, but I remember when we left the theater and we were driving home and I was like, man, Heath Ledger was so good that he kind of like overshadowed the rest of the movie the first time, I would say.
Yeah. Because his death was still fresh, so you were just
True.
focusing on him the whole time and how good his acting was.
Yeah, he was superb, brilliant. And I remember that, you're the one who broke the news to me when he passed away.
Mm-hmm.
I was working at Hallmark at the time.
We had a lot of jobs.
Yeah, no, we should do a special on it.
I feel like we just watched it when we were 20. I'm getting our ages really mixed up here.
Yeah, I was 18.
Yeah.
So you had to be, 14, right? Because we're 4 years apart?
Seriously?
Yeah, we're 4 years apart.
No, I know we're 4 years apart. It just doesn't feel that long ago.
Yeah, it's a long time ago.
That's nuts.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. I was 14. But the movie still hit me on an emotional level, which I didn't think I was emotionally intelligent to get at 14.
Yeah. Christopher Nolan definitely disguised this incredible superhero movie, with some deeper meanings and things like that. But I remember us being totally in love with Heath Ledger's performance.
How many times did we watch this in the movie theater? I thought we watched this like 3 times.
I want to say twice.
Twice.
The first time I remember being, like I said, it was overshadowed, and then we decided one night, it was a random night.
Gotta see it again.
We went to go see it again, but this time it was a different experience.
crowd.
The theater was packed.
Yeah.
There was a lot of people in there, and I remember leaving the theater actually like being able to appreciate the movie so much more because I knew Heath Ledger's performance was, legendary.
Mm-hmm.
So when we went to go see it again and everybody's oohing and ahhing, I was able to kind of like really engage. And since I knew the spoilers, it was like, oh, okay, hold on. Now I can really enjoy this movie. It's not, not that I didn't enjoy it the first time, but I just remember like.
Just because there wasn't a crowd.
Yeah, I mean, it's something different.
The same.
It's something different,
Yeah. Different vibe.
Yeah, different vibe. Totally. So let's, from this movie, I think it's safe to say we kind of became Christian Bale fans.
But okay.
Well, I mean, I want to say before this one, we didn't know too many of his films. I think after this is what led to us discovering The Machinist together, American Psycho, 3:10 to Yuma, and what was the other one? Equilibrium.
I thought Reign of Fire. I liked Reign of Fire.
Oh, Reign of Fire. See, I didn't experience that until later on.
Oh. I watched that.
Yeah.
Because we had HBO at the time.
Oh, yeah. It's so good to have HBO.
And I didn't like Matthew McConaughey in that movie.
Oh, no. I mean, come on.
He was a jerk.
Yeah, he was bald, too.
But again, I was young.
True.
Yes.
You got to go back and revisit that one for sure.
My teens are a blur.
Oh, yeah, clearly.
Yeah, it's not good.
Oh, man. Okay, so... And I think at this point too, this was early on too when this movie came out. This is before the MCU existed. We didn't really know, the possibilities of superhero films. So The Dark Knight was the gold standard of like this is how you do a superhero
and
movie.
It's dark.
Yeah.
And it wasn't cheesy.
Yeah.
And there was no skin tight suits or rubber nipples.
Yeah, nice callback.
And Arnold.
Yeah.
No offense. Come on. He's still good.
He's a classic, Mr. Freeze.
Classic.
He needs to come back.
But I think this one was better, and then it got us into score music.
For sure. Yes, this is definitely... I mean, we've always had like a little bit of a love for score music, and it leads back to the actual composer of this one, Hans Zimmer.
Yes.
Because I remember this was the first score we bought together. We bought and we listened to it a bunch of times. But... Mission Impossible 2, you can't forget that classic, score. Or
Audio Machine? Were we into that yet?
I don't think that was quite yet. We were getting there.
Because I was into it because it was in trailers already.
Yeah, we were just starting, like, that was like our craze for trailers, our movie trailer craze, and we would go and find the songs. And at the time, there wasn't Apple Music or Spotify, or at least I don't remember.
We had to pay for all the songs.
We had to pay for it or find it on YouTube or, I don't know. I don't remember illegally downloading anything, but I don't want to go on record saying that. Hey. All right, so yes, the score, which we always know Hans Zimmer's name, but also James Newton Howard was a part of it as well. And did you know? Fun fact: I found out recently. Lauren Balfe, the one who did Mission, and he was a part of it.
Really?
Yeah. Apparently, Hans Zimmer is taking a lot of people under his wing that we don't know that are popular nowadays. Even like the Pirates of the Caribbean. What's his name? Klaus something. I forget his last name. Anyways, so your favorite piece off the score? Like, what's your go-to?
Aggressive Expansion.
That's the one that builds up, right?
And maybe... Is it called Chasing Dogs or something like that?
That's my personal favorite.
Yeah.
The like a dog chasing cars.
Yeah. Dog chasing cars.
Oh man, that's the song they play towards the end of the movie when Batman's up against the SWAT team, right?
Yeah.
Because they just forget what happens. The hostages are under clown mask. Wow.
I was trying to hold it in.
Gesundheit.
But
this
my
whole
face
time.
was in.
So now you can finally participate.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that score is definitely a go-to for me. I also like the Watchful Guardian.
Oh, yeah.
Which wasn't a part of the original score. It was on the deluxe that I had no idea existed until Spotify came into my life.
Really?
Right, yeah. But I remember that was the whole ending song was the, he's the Dark Knight, and then all of a sudden, dun, dun, dun.
Just the whole score is amazing.
Yeah.
I remember driving around all day just to listen to the whole score in your car.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And then, of course, after that, the score list grew. You know, from inception all the way, it just kept growing and growing.
And I just liked how sorry.
No, you're good.
Hans Zimmer teams up with Christopher Nolan. And
yeah.
he just knows what vibe it needs to be.
Yeah.
Like, it makes it perfect. Like, it's not... It goes together perfectly. And it still has, like, darkness in it.
Oh, yeah, for sure. It's always enjoyable and always gets you into it. It brings you into the movie, for sure. One of the things I want to talk about is favorite scene. Favorite scene from the movie. We can get into spoilers. So, like, anything that jumps out at you... Or if you want me to go first, you know.
I want you to go first to see if we have the same scene.
You want to say it at the same time?
No, we won't say it at the same time.
My personal favorite scene has to be the interrogation scene when Batman and Joker.
Yeah.
Not first, but they have that talk.
Yeah. I think that one is probably the best, but I also just remember the scene where in their 18-wheeler and the Joker pulls out the rocket launcher.
Yeah. Yeah.
That part, I don't know why I like it so much. The part where he sticks his head out the window and shakes his hair.
Oh, that after he breaks Lala. Yeah, absolutely, yeah. That.
Oh my God!
What?
Why did we forget the hospital scene?
Oh, of course, you know.
I just love when he sees Aaron Eckhart.
Yeah.
Two-Face.
Rachel.
Yeah, and then he's like, hi.
He's wearing the nurse outfit. Yeah.
Absolutely. That whole scene.
That's so good.
Love the whole thing.
Yeah.
It's my favorite part.
Upset the current establishment.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then that's when I learned that he would suck on lemons, so his mouth would be dry.
Right.
So that's why he'd always be like talking funny.
And I loved how the Joker always changed the story. Every time
for the scars.
Yeah. See, and I didn't understand it the first time. I just wanted to know his story. Mm-hmm. But when I saw it the second, I was like, "It's so brilliant to give him, like, let him just be wild and like
come up with his stories."
Exactly, you know. Hello, beautiful. You know, that stuff like that. It was so.
You know
brilliant.
what? That whole movie was great.
It was.
There was no moment where I was like, "There's no point to this."
No.
The whole movie made sense. There, like, all the moments that you think are lull have a point to them. Which I like.
Yeah. And I think I always feel it a little bit when they're having the memorial for the previous commissioner. Mm-hmm. You know, and they're playing the bagpipes. Yeah. I think always in that scene, I'm like, but I wouldn't throw it away. But I always feel it in that scene, like, man. And then you see the Jim Gordon's fake death at that point, and so. But I just remember that part of the movie always feeling like, man, this slows the movie down a little bit. But then you start realizing, you know,
it adds up.
Of course,
sense.
yeah. But I mean, now I'm not. Listen, I'm not some amateur. I love this film from top to bottom. There is nothing I dislike.
Yeah.
You know, I go back to it. I watch it repeatedly. I watch it pretty much every single year.
And I just love that it gets me pumped up. Even when it ends, you know that do.
Of course.
Every time my heart hurts.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like sad that it's over. Even though like I'm like, this is a long movie. I don't realize.
Yeah, you don't realize, you know, and there's so many scenes because I mean, there's the, you know, you get to the end, there's like a whole bunch of Indian, like, you know, you have the boats and then, you know, and then Batman, of course, taking on the SWAT team, and then he's got to go face Harvey Dent, and, you know, Harvey is obviously turned and all that stuff, and I remember just leaving the theater or just leaving it before The Dark Knight Rises wondering, where is this going next?
Yeah.
You know, and then when The Dark Knight Rises trailers came out, I remember just getting so amped and all that. And, of course, there was a huge gap in between that. But
this is the one where it ends and Gordon saying he's going to run and keep running.
Yeah. He's not the hero we deserve.
He's not the hero we need, but the one we deserve.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And he gets on the little motorcycle and just takes off.
Too much of a moral high ground. I would have ratted out Harvey Two-Face. He doesn't deserve to be seen as a hero.
No, and Batman, I like the idea, though. You know, it's the White Knight. No one knows he did anything bad. Batman takes the blame for it.
Oh,
but
problem.
Oh, right.
I just remembered why I don't like this movie.
Oh, okay.
Maggie
Gyllenhaal. Oh, come on.
Sorry. I have thoughts.
Okay.
Yeah. You keep switching around this Rachel character.
Well, I mean, what's her name?
And every time you pick her, she's a bad actress.
Oh.
Too much?
I mean...
Katie Holmes. What? And now Maggie Gyllenhaal, she was actually decent, but it's like Batman's got all these, ladies. And
I could see that.
You see in the next one, you got Anne Hathaway, gorgeous.
Well, she's supposed to be natural,
and a great actress.
Yeah.
She has like when you see her, she has a star to her.
Right.
Like she brings something to the camera.
Right.
And then Maggie Gyllenhaal, she fades in the background for me.
But I think that's kind of like their point. They're not. I mean, I get what you're saying. Absolutely. I think I heard a lot of complaints about the love interests that are used.
Well, yeah, because even when she died, I was like, I didn't feel anything. You feel like you should feel bad when
true.
she's.
I do get that. However, it was the reason why that scene works is because, they killed off his girl.
That's true.
That's the only reason. You're not emotionally connected as much as they think that you are.
I get that, yeah.
But at the same time, when you see it the first time, you're like, whoa, they actually killed his girlfriend. Like,
that's true.
So, yeah, I get it. And at the same time, you're right with Bruce being a player, and he should have any girl that he wants, even
I'm not saying looks-wise. Right. I'm just saying, like, a star power to her.
Okay, a little bit of star, maybe a power thing.
Yeah.
But I think at the same time, they were trying to show that this was, like, a way to humanize him from the billionaire playboy. It was that, he's in love with his childhood friend.
Yeah.
And she's just a natural, who believes in justice.
Yeah.
Essentially. So I get that. I don't know who else you would have put in that part,
That's true.
And she didn't have a lot to do other than to be Harvey Dent's love interest and moral compass for Bruce, in a way, right?
That's true.
Yeah.
I just needed to believe her crying more when she's like, I love... And then she dies.
Oh.
There could have been more.
She says, listen.
I thought she says, I love, and then it blows up. She's about to say it.
You think so?
I think so.
Okay. But, the only part that I have a problem with dialogue-wise is it's Harvey yelling Rachel.
Oh,
man. I just can't stand it.
Yeah.
And then I did think of, the scene when he's breathing in the gasoline and she's saying, Harvey, tell me what's happening. I'm like, just tell her what's happening.
Yeah.
You're in oil. Just say I'm in oil.
Yeah.
Come on, man. What's the holdup? But the whole Rachel screaming part, I think everyone remembers the Rachel. Yeah, and it's just like, oh.
But it's Aaron Eckhart. I don't think he knows much. I'm just kidding. I'm gonna get you a bunch of haters on this.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry.
No. Please don't invite her again.
I just don't remember him being in any other movies that I actually liked. Only this movie.
I think that in some cases, these actors sometimes they I don't know, he's just not in movies that we're interested in.
But I like that about Hans Zimmer. He doesn't bring people that are super famous where it takes away from the film.
You mean Christopher Nolan?
What did I just say?
You said Hans Zimmer.
Oh, yes. Christopher Nolan.
He's a composer.
Yeah, I know. Sorry.
Yeah, Christopher Nolan, he knows how to pick them.
Yeah, he knows how to pick them, and it doesn't take away from the movie, which I get.
Yeah.
It's just I always had a problem with Maggie Gyllenhaal.
I get it.
I think it's a personal thing.
Oh, okay.
Maybe she wronged me in the past.
Maybe a previous life?
Previous life.
Or maybe you just wish you had a different brother.
Jesus.
Jake Gyllenhaal. He is Mysterio after all.
This is awkward. But I don't know. Maybe it's because I had a crush on Christian Bale. And, at that age, I took it personal.
Maybe. And you still hold a grudge a little bit. Might be time to say sorry and forgiveness.
Maggie Gyllenhaal was okay.
But she is another one of those actresses that, I feel like Christopher Nolan knows how to pick certain actors that are kind of just, natural, that don't hog the screen, and he knows how to control that, that star power or that balance that's on screen.
Yeah.
And they don't overshadow the rest of the movie. So, I mean, but I feel like at the same time, even though they're in movies that we're not typically interested in, when he works with them, you're like, I can accept this. Their performance. like Aaron Eckhart, Maggie Gyllenhaal. True. We don't run to see their movies like a Christian Bale or Heath Ledger. We've seen a lot of their films. So
that's true.
I mean,
and he doesn't use a cell phone or anything, so he's probably not with the times.
I mean,
I'm just kidding. He's great. He has great ideas with everything.
I feel like you have some grudges against something's going on. I don't know if you want to talk about it more, but
no, we'll leave it there. But I'll say this: I wouldn't change anything about the film because After
Except for
everything, yeah.
Maggie Gyllenhaal.
Maggie Gyllenhaal and
Aaron
Aaron
Eckhart.
Just like characters that had big moments, I would change that. I'm just kidding.
Oh my god.
No. Erase that whole part. Can you edit that out?
I don't know.
I think I went on a tangent for like 10 minutes on some things, but that's okay. Listen.
I don't know how to
Nolan
edit. I have no idea.
Okay.
This is the first time for me.
Let me backstep
Okay.
just in case I do get casted in a movie one day.
And someone's mad that you're casting in the movie?
Yeah,
Okay,
exactly.
go ahead.
So, Christopher Nolan, genius. Oh, God. I love the movie. I was just saying, Maggie Gyllenhaal. I think she's better in dramas where she plays like a drug addict or something. That's how I picture her. Or like a single mom that's taking care of a bunch of kids.
Wow.
No, she's perfect for that drama role like that.
Right.
And Aaron Eckhart is more like Fargo. Do you feel me?
Mm-hmm.
The show.
I'm following you. Mm-hmm.
Is that the one with Eric Bana? That movie, Fargo? Am I getting confused?
Fargo, the movie?
Yeah.
Isn't it with, what's her face from Billboards and...
Yeah.
What's her name?
I can't remember.
I don't know. She's
Lost me.
She won a lot of Oscars.
I went off a little too much. But I love the movie. It's one of my favorite films. It's actually, my favorite film.
You want to know how I got these scars?
Yeah.
I mean, it's endlessly quotable.
Yes.
It puts a smile on my face, pun intended.
Yes.
No one's ever going to touch Heath Ledger's performance. Listen, Christian Bale's my personal favorite Batman. He is.
What are you about to say?
No, it's just I feel Christian Bale is a great Batman, but
He's
a lot of people disagree.
Best Batman.
A lot of people disagree, People like Michael Keaton, and I get it, I actually do like Ben Affleck's portrayal, and there's someone in this room that really does like Ben Affleck's performance as well. And he does a great... I mean, come on, he does do a good Batman, right? For, like, being, like, a grizzled one. I mean, listen, it would have been dope if they said, you know what? Superman does exist in the Dark Knight trilogy and have Christian Bale come back, but that's not what happened. But, And then Robert Pattinson's up at bat. I'm going to... Listen, hold on.
Opinions.
Hold on. Before you get this podcast kicked off the air.
Okay.
One thing I always have in my mind whenever they say someone got cast, and everyone goes and loses their mind.
Yes.
I always go, what would I do if that was me? Right? What if I got cast and then all of a sudden the world blew up because I got cast in that movie? Mm-hmm. Like, what if they cast me as Batman tomorrow? It's not believable, but what if they announced it?
Yeah.
Right?
They won't know until they see the movie. But hear me out. I saw the movie with Ben Affleck. Fair enough. I wasn't upset before I saw it. Well, I was a little upset. But Christian Bale was done. He said he was done.
Yes.
He's done. I don't know. Ben Affleck.
Listen, this is not a BVS episode. But,
it's not.
However, I do love that delivery he does give Alfred in the Bat Cave. When he's talking about how Superman needs to be stopped, and he's like, I just love that delivery. I don't know, that's just a personal favorite of mine. But Christian Bale is my favorite Batman of all time. Christian Bale is my favorite actor of all time. Christopher Nolan is my favorite director of all time.
Yep.
Hans Zimmer is my favorite composer. This movie's got so many great things going for it. Amazing scenes. I know when I call Steven, we always quote the interrogation scene.
Yeah.
We're always sitting there. I go, why you want to kill me? I don't want to kill you. Like we're able to go back and forth like that. This movie is just
amazing.
It's a masterpiece.
And I would watch Christian Bale be Batman until he's like, old as hell. Till he's 70.
If he came back, that'd be so sick.
I do see Robert Pattinson being okay.
Yeah. He did good in Tenet.
He did good in Tenet,
and other movies, of course.
I think he'd be a good Batman. Looks like he'd play a young Batman and a dark Batman. Mm-hmm. Batman with, emo tendencies.
Right.
I can see that.
Yeah.
That's perfect. Ben Affleck?
Oh, no. Is this another Maggie Gyllenhaal?
No, I like Ben Affleck in a lot of movies.
Oh, that's good.
I like him in movies. Maybe I got so used to Christian Bale's acting. It's so sincere.
At that point, it was too soon.
Yeah, and he immerses himself in roles to the point where I'm like, he is this person.
Yeah.
You know, so Ben
great.
Affleck looks like he was playing Batman. Like he's trying to be Batman. And Christian Bale told Ben Affleck, don't mess up the voice.
But it wasn't his fault.
I know.
It wasn't his fault.
It's not his fault.
No. And a lot of people make fun of Christian Bale's voice. And personally, I like the deep, dark voice. Yeah. Even though I do tend to make fun of it if I'm like playing around, you know. Yeah. But at the same time, I personally enjoy it. I love... I always end up staring at his lips whenever he's speaking as Batman, just because he sticks them out. He has thin
lips.
Yeah, I mean...
He's British. What is he going to do about it?
He's from Wales, isn't he?
Oh, yeah, he's a Welshman.
Yeah, he's awesome. And he's an extraordinary actor. I love him in everything that he's ever put out.
I miss him.
Yeah, I wish... Well, you know what? We are going to see him in a superhero film, but he's going to be a bad guy.
Really?
Yes. The next Thor movie. He's going up against Chris Hemsworth. Yeah. I mean, come on.
This is news to me.
And you know they're going to make him funny because Taika is back on it.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, so... Wow. I don't know what else to say about The Dark Knight. This was a interesting interview.
Are you never going to have me back on? I'm sorry. I don't know. It came to my head and I was like, I have to say this.
Right.
It's been bothering me since I was 14.
Yeah.
And then I just wish I could just vacuum it back up.
Now you're 27.
Now I'm great. Thank you for telling everyone.
I'm just saying. And now you have your perspective. You're giving us both, right? We're supposed to kind of relive the past, and that's what we did. You let it be known, and now here we are. And you said she's good in other roles, and you just didn't particularly like her in this movie.
Thank you. Correct.
That happens, and not everybody's everyone's cup of tea.
Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Exactly. Correct. Everyone has their opinion, but we don't have to be mean, right?
I was not being mean. I was giving her moment.
Right.
I said where she can be. As an agent, that's where I put her.
Gotcha. We never talked about Sir Michael Caine. Of course, he's amazing.
Yeah.
Come on.
Hey, I love his story about the ruby.
Oh, of course.
The ruby.
Yeah. It gives that mercenary appeal to Alfred.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it was amazing.
And
we were hunting a man in Burma.
Yeah, right? I think adds a good comedic thing to the film.
Oh yeah,
like a subtle.
I did bloody tell you.
Yeah. The Lamborghini then.
Oh yeah. And you know what? I actually appreciated those moments where they had Bruce Wayne not as Batman. Like when he went and rode the motorcycle.
Yeah.
Or the Lamborghini. There was a couple moments where he's being a hero, but he's Bruce Wayne.
A billionaire. And
he destroys his property at the same time.
Who doesn't?
To save some weasel.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think that's the thing about a lot. What about this movie is, like I said, the first time it's kind of overshadowed with Heath's performance. And even Mom, when we showed her, she's a one and done usually movie person. So when we showed her the first time on DVD, she just wanted to see Heath come back on screen.
Every time.
Ha, he, who, ha. And I thought my jokes were bad. It was those scenes. And I think I was like, if she would have watched it again, I'm pretty sure she probably appreciated it a lot more too. But
she loved it. She watches it over and over
again. Does she now?
Yeah, she does.
Oh, I remember showing her the first time and her being disappointed.
The first time, I think it was too dark for them. They didn't get it.
Oh, okay.
So, but later on, Mom watched all the time.
Oh, okay.
And I think...
Yeah.
I love all these films.
Right.
I'm going to give you and Lizette a happy moment. I will revisit one of those Ben Affleck ones. Not Batman versus Superman. Is that the only one he made?
Well, yeah. Okay, that one is the best one out of the ones that he did. Because,
that's the best one?
Because, listen, he did make an appearance in Suicide Squad. Those moments are, if you're invested in his role, it's cool because they're just little cameos. He's in Justice League, but I do not like that movie whatsoever.
That's the one with the Flash?
Yes.
Oh, that's the one I fell asleep at the movie theater.
That movie is, it is not good.
Yeah, I left.
I'm not going to say anything mean, but it's just not good.
I feel really bad, but I left.
Yeah.
But luckily we went on a Tuesday, it was $5.
Yeah.
So we were in 30 minutes in, and I was already falling asleep.
Yeah.
And so I left.
Yeah.
So that's why I don't think I bothered watching Batman vs Superman because of that.
Well, that's the problem though. Is Justice League they really
messed up.
they took away what made him so awesome in Batman versus Superman.
Oh.
He wasn't grizzly anymore. Even that scene with Superman, they just throw him like a piece of paper, and I'm just like, come on. And then he doesn't really get a lot to do.
Yeah.
At least in BVS, for the most part, it's realistic. He finds ways with technology to go after Superman. Like, I feel like it's more grounded and more gritty, and then Justice League, he's supposed to be more comedic or something, and I thought that was a terrible idea. He's
so
not
maybe
Tony Stark,
I'll revisit it, because isn't Gal Gadot in that one too?
Yes.
I'll revisit it just for her.
And honestly, you're gonna disagree, but I suggest you watch the Ultimate Edition. It's 3 hours long, but it's so much better than the theatrical version.
You messing with me?
No, I'm telling you the truth.
3 hours long?
3 hours long, but it's so much better.
Okay. I'll give it a chance because you guys have high praise.
You know what, though?
What?
You have that special TV downstairs?
Yeah.
We
know
should
what?
play that scene.
This is
when
why
he's
I
in the
can't
warehouse.
take Ben Affleck seriously, because you look like Ben Affleck. So every time I see it, I'm like, that's my brother.
Come on.
I can't. I cannot. This guy. But we'll watch this scene that you recommend.
Oh, yeah.
And if I'm, sunken in, I'll watch the film.
I'm telling you, that warehouse scene it's like that extraction sequence with Chris Hemsworth, what we just watched this morning.
Isn't there like he throws something and a bunch of red dots come out, and it's red like dots. A shootout?
It is.
I think I've seen it.
Well.
But I'll watch it again.
Anyway, so that's the Dark Knight episode. I want to thank my guest, Brittany, my sister.
You?
Hopefully you weren't offended.
I don't know why you'd be offended. Don't be sensitive. These are opinions. People are allowed to have opinions, because I'm going to be on here again.
Right.
Avec permission.
Of course.
And Margaret is nervous. I will be back on, and I will have opinions still, but they will be better.
I'm going to record so much that this episode is going to get buried. That's pretty much what's going to happen. Like, no one's going to even know about this episode.
I'm going to promote it.
No. Well, thank you for being my first guest on the show. This is the Who and What Movie podcast. We talked about The Dark Knight. There's so many other films that we're going to talk about. I can't wait to have you guys meet all my Who's. They're going to be my guests that I've experienced these movies with countless times. And also, hopefully, get to the point where we actually meet with guests that we didn't share the movie experience, but, there's some type of connection, because it's a communal experience, right?
Yeah.
We all go to the movies. We all see a movie. We all have different opinions, and I guess that's the best thing about movies, We don't have to be disrespectful, but, hey, we can talk about it, and we can say what we need to say, right?
Yeah, say what you say.
You know what I'm saying?
Say it when you were saying it.
All right, so make sure you hit the like wherever you found this. Hit the like, comment, tell us what you think of it. Yes, tell us what you think about on the Instagram page. Go ahead and make sure to download it on Spotify, because that's where it is right now. Anyways, guys, that's it. I'm your host, Mark Denney. It's my guest, Brittany, and we'll catch you guys next time.
Peace.